Okay, let's go ahead and go to something slightly different now. Well, different but
The
related.
president's choice.
Um, we're gonna go into some polling stuff. So I kind of realized today when I was scrolling through my For You page that I don't have any Harry Enton clips on here. What does he always say? Like jumping Jehoshaphat or whatever. Oh no, he always says like weird catchphrases and stuff. Holy Toledo. I think that's him, right? Uh, so I figured I need to rectify that situation. I really need to rectify that situation. So um, we're gonna head over to the Clinton News Network, and we're gonna look at some polling related to the Iran war. This is Enton. Even Fox News poll shows Trump's Iran war is unpopular. Uh-oh. That's weird because the one that I just saw said that it was 58% going well, but let's see what they have to say.
To enter into a war with Iran has not been widely popular with Congress, as Sarah was just discussing. It hasn't been popular with the American people either. So how is it impacting Trump's approval rating? Sarah, CNN's Harry Enton here now
There he
to run
is.
the numbers. So Harry, Fox was one of the initial polls.
Our favorite type of autist, right? People, a polling autist. You got all types of beautiful autists out there. This is one of my favorite kinds. It's the polling autist, the number nerd over here. Okay, sorry. I mean generally I like him. He's a funny person and he presents the polling in a funny way. But he's just a very interesting character to me. But sorry, I'll
Is
keep going.
right. In terms of showing how the Iran war was sitting, it didn't really show that there was a big issue with it initially. Things are changing this morning in this latest poll that we have out.
That's
Already?
exactly right. Look, when there was this slew of initial polls that came out, the Fox News poll was the one initial poll that did not show that the war was unpopular. That has changed. Trump has lost his one good poll when it comes to the Iran war.
Oh
Because
no.
just take a look here. Net approval
16.
rating of U.S. military action in Iran. In early March, it broke even, right? 0 points.
50-50.
What that essentially means is 50% approved.
Hey,
50
that's what I call an F minus right there, 50%. That's all you need, right, people?
percent disapproved. But down it goes. Look at this now. The net approval rating for the U.S. military
no.
action in Iran, negative 16 points. Just
Even Fox
42%
News.
of the American public approve of it.
Hey, I think Fox News is engaging in America Last mentality right now with this kind of shit, okay? We cannot be having this information out there, people. This is America Last mentality.
58% disapprove.
Reality. Sorry, I'm talking about reality as being America Last right now.
So now we're looking at basically every single poll in which the clear plurality or majority of Americans disapprove of the U.S. military action in Iran. Trump can no longer point to a poll that actually shows that among the general public at large, that the American public actually approve of this military action.
So this is the overwhelming for the Iran war. When it comes to how President Trump is handling Iran in general,
Yeah.
what do we see?
So you see this negative 16 points, you think that's bad, but look at Trump's handling of it. It's even worse. Oh my. Okay, Trump's net approval rating of Iran. Look at this. Overall, 28 points underwater.
He's so
very,
animated.
very unpopular Donald Trump's actions are when it comes to Iran. And look at those in the center of the electorate. Look at independents. Whew! Negative 50.
Independence. What's that? You mean Democrats now, boys?
58 points. 58 points underwater Donald Trump is when it comes to Iran. And of course, this has been dominating politics over the last month. And so what we see here is the U.S. military action in Iran, not popular in a poll. It used to be actually not so bad in. And Donald Trump's handling of it, even worse. And those in the center electorate, you can barely find any independents at this point who approve the U.S.
I don't even like talking about independence of center of the electorate. Our electorate has no concept of center. Like it is all everybody has completely dialectically opposed like opposite beliefs in their head at the same time. The average American has no concept of like left, right, or whatever. It's just a mishmash of like all types of ideologies and like feelings that they think are ideologies, just all put together. So independents are just a weird one that isn't like, because I'm saying that also like Republicans and Democrats also, like people who vote for them also have like a mishmash of crazy ideologies inside of their heads. But independence is just another variation of that.
Military action in Iran.
So earlier this week, the president's overall approval numbers were not great. I think they had you saying, yikes. Where do they stand in this Fox News poll?
You know, we have been talking about in poll after poll after poll. Look, you can look at one poll and you see, okay, Donald Trump's hit a new all-time low. And you go, okay, maybe an outlier. Then you see 2, then you see 3, then you see 4. And here, how about number 5? Okay, Trump's net approval rating. In March of 2025, according to Fox News, he was at minus 2 points. Look at where he is now, a term too low. 18 points underwater, according to Fox News. There is simply put no poll you can...
Like America, Donald Trump's only going to be going down from here, I think, guys. The only way that this will go up, to be honest, is if he gets out of the war of Iran. Like, if he doesn't commit to boots on the ground. Then it might go up temporarily, but especially if he does boots on the ground, like, this is just going to keep going lower and lower.
Point to at this point at which Donald Trump is either at or near a record low, and this is yet another one, and he is just struggling mightily. This Iran war is, simply put at this point, a few weeks in, not popular, and it is becoming less popular the longer it goes on.
Would you support troops on the ground in Iran at this point?
No, I've been absolutely 100% crystal clear from the beginning, no.
This war is now in its third, going into its fourth week. There are more questions than answers. We're not getting answers from the administration on the end game.
Coming out of this briefing today, I don't have any confidence whatsoever that they have a plan, a strategy, even very clear goals for what they want to do next.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's how it feels. Like
everyone needs to get the same briefing we received today and make that decision. Is it right to go into a protracted, elongated war where soldiers are going to die? And right now, I am adamantly opposed to boots on the ground, based on the information that I...
We'll see about all of these Republicans being opposed to boots on the ground, okay? When it actually happens, which I think is going to be tomorrow, when it actually happens, I have a feeling a lot of them are going to get on board pretty quick. They tend to do that. Like, a lot of them give these, like, fake opposition ahead of time, but they always fall in line afterwards. I guarantee you, if they do a budget for the military, that $200 billion that Keg's Breath wants to funnel out of my fucking tax dollars, like, I guarantee you that all of these people will vote for it.
I have.
Joining me now in the group chat, we have Congressman Corey Mills.
And they're going to justify it by saying, well, he already did it. Like, there's already boots on the ground, so it would be wrong not to, like, support them at this point, right? We have to support our troops because, like, I lived through Iraq, man. They did the exact same thing back then, okay? I was pretty young back then, and I was not as politically aware, but I do remember, like, watching the news and stuff and seeing a lot of the you must support the troops, and if you do not vote for the funding, then you are un-American. Like, I remember seeing a lot of that shit back then, and we'll see the same thing here.
He's a Republican from Florida, member of the House Armed Services Committee. I wanted to talk to you because obviously you are a military man, but you've also been in these briefings.
Hoorah.
Answer the question from Nancy Mace. Do you see a plan or do you see a protracted war?
Well, I don't see a war for sure. That's not what the president's objective has been from the very beginning. I mean, if you think back, for example, to 2011 in Libya, one of the primary reasons that we went in and we didn't declare a war but a hostility, as the Department of Justice had clarified under UN regulations, is that there was no boots on the ground. It was about trying to protect innocent lives of civilians.
This is all rhetorical trickery shenanigans. I hate it. I hate it. It's a war, dude. If you are bombing another country, it is a war. And the way that you can answer this question of if it's a war is, if another country did this to us, would we think it's a war? Would we think it's an act of war? If, I don't know, China, the CCP went crazy nutty mode and decided they were going to start bombing like New York or something, right? Would we see that as an act of war? And they protractedly bombed New York for 4 to 5 or I guess they would hit California. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like they kept hitting LA for 4 to 5 weeks, just constantly bombing. Would we see that as an act of war? Because I think that we would. And that's why this is all just rhetorical stupidity that I hate. I hate it so fucking
There.
much.
And I think with 40,000 plus people being completely just massacred within the streets by trying to do what we would call the First Amendment, I think that the president looked at this, looked at the overall nuclear threat.
We
and I think that
love
when
the First Amendment here, right? Where all my pro-Palestinian encampment people at? Where are you guys at? Wait, guys, where are you? Wait, guys, wait, are you in jail right now? What happened? I thought we loved the First Amendment. Like this is so fucking annoying.
saw the fact that recently they were even launching hypersonic ballistic missiles.
But let me stop you there.
They didn't have. Well, I just want to finish the
no,
talk.
no. Here's the
because
thing.
we're calling it a war,
when,
but it's not actually a war.
Okay, so you're saying that. I think by most average
Ew.
people's understanding of seeing bombing,
He must have
every
had
day.
one too many concussions whenever he was serving.
they think they're looking at a war, and then when they hear
But why
someone like
wasn't it a war in Libya then?
Lindsey Graham has talked about taking
It was. That's the answer. It was. Like they always think that they gotcha. Like probably because like I don't know. Because Libya, that was under Obama, right? Libya campaign 2011. Because Trump's first was 2016. Yeah, that was Obama. They like to do this stuff because they think it's a gotcha for Democrats, basically. Because they're like, well, you didn't think it was a military campaign in Libya, and a lot of our Democratic representatives would twist themselves into knots to find. Sorry about that. Would twist themselves into knots to say that actually that wasn't a military campaign. I don't know, because it was a little bit shorter or whatever. But this one is. Like a lot of Democrats would do that shit. But the answer, that's not the right answer. The answer is Libya was also a war. So is this. Every single one of these military actions on a sovereign country is a war. I would argue also economic actions can be an act of war as well, like what we're doing to Cuba. Like I would say that is also like we are at war with Cuba and we have been for 60 years. Like that's kind of like I think that like my definition of war even goes further beyond than what a lot of these people would consider war. But yeah, like it is war, but in both cases.
Karg Island and compared it to Iwo Jima. Let me play this for you.
So here's what I tell President Trump. Keep it up for a few more weeks.
Hey.
Take Karg Island, where all of the resources
We love our gay icon, Lindsey
they have to produce oil. Control that island. Let this regime die on a vine. We got 2 Marine expeditionary units
man.
sailing to
Have
this.
they even thought about what I've thought about? I'm not even a military guy, man. I'm not like I'm not a military autist who like literally knows all of these like strategies from history or whatever, like of what movements happened under what conditions or whatever. I'm just some fucking YouTuber, man. And I understand, like, if you take Karg Island, there are other consequences to that. Like, Iran might just blow up all of their oil, like, facilities on the island. Iran might just mine the Strait of Hormuz so that nobody is getting through for the next 5 years. Like, you know, like, there are responses to these things that I feel like these people never fucking talk about that Iran could play. Like, I don't know, man.
We did Iwo
So
Jima.
stupid.
We can do this.
Then I had Mike Herodopoulos on this show, Republican from Florida, and I asked him about boots on the ground. Here was his reply.
The last thing we want is boots on the ground. As you mentioned, our own son is in the United States military, and I'm very cognizant. I know what not only he, but all of his friends are thinking right now, and we're optimistic we can finally take Iran off the map. That is all of our goal.
Why? Why is that your goal? Why do you care about taking Iran off the map? I don't fucking understand. They're just another country way over there. They have literally no impact on us.
Well, let me just start out by saying that Lindsey Graham doesn't speak on behalf of the Republican Party, and certainly not on behalf of most Americans who...
He speaks a lot for the White House.
Well, I'll tell you right now, though, but if you look at it, I mean, Lindsey Graham would be willing to start a war over someone basically, you know, porch pirating one of his Amazon packages.
So are you worried the president listens to him?
Okay, that was a pretty funny joke. That was a pretty funny joke. I won't lie. But he is out there being essentially a spokesperson for the regime, like for the Trump regime. So, like he is a representative of the administration. So you can't go out there and like be like he doesn't speak for like everyone or whatever, because he quite literally is speaking for the Republican administration.
Well, the president listens to everyone, but that doesn't make his final decision. I mean, the president is one of those individuals that he collects intelligence from all areas, but at the end of the day, it's his decision. He determines imminence, as Tulsi Gabbard talked about, and he gets to see intelligence that, not all of us get a chance to see because he gets it from so many different factions within the IC community.
But you're mentioning Tulsi Gabbard. That's a great example. Her chief of staff basically exited with a resignation letter saying that Iran was not an imminent.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I need to keep watching them, complain about Republicans being hypocrites or whatever the fuck this is turning into. So, I think I'm going to move on. Really, I just wanted to see Harry Enton, to be honest. I need some Harry Enton content on my YouTube channel, man. I have a feeling it's going to get all of the clicks.